Hi, this is Carrie Shell from On Point Quilter, and Christmas is approaching in under a month, and I decided that I would do a series of small Christmas quilts that you can make as gifts or to adorn your house. Okay, to get started, I am going to design a quilt from scratch. And for this one, I actually want to get a quilt from the library. So I'm on New Quilt. I'm going to just scroll over to Open Library. And for this one, I'm going to go to Layouts by Style, go to Special Effects, and I think it's number 18. And so I'm going to take that one and I'm going to add it to my sketchbook. Now I also want to pull in some blocks, so let me go ahead and go back to my home screen, do a search for block patterns, which is going to take me to the block library, and I'm going to go to the foundation piece, go to Holidays, Christmas, and I'm going to take that first Santa and I'm going to add to sketchbook. And then I'm also going to go to contemporary applique, go to holiday Christmas, and I'm going to take this candy cane and add that to my sketchbook. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but I'm going to take this Santa Claus face and I'm going to add that to my sketchbook as well. And so I'm going to close my block libraries. Now I'm going to go back to the home screen and I'm going to do a search fabric swatches. And I'm going to go to my favorite fabrics because I've already got a Christmas collection. I think it was Petite Maison by Moda, and I downloaded it from the Moda website and I have it in one of my libraries, and I'm going to go ahead and just select all of the projects in this collection and add it to my sketchbook as well. And so I'm going to close that. Now I could have cleared everything out of my sketchbook before I started. I just chose not to do that in the interest of time. So let me view my project sketchbook, and the first thing I want to do is go to my blocks, and I am going to go to the candy cane block and I'm going to edit that. And the reason I want to edit that is I want to get rid of the backdrop because I don't really want that big a background on it. So I am going to go to the applique tab. I'm going to use my pick tool and I'm going to drag my box over all of it. And then up in the menu toolbar, I'm going to select Edit Copy. And I'm going to do a new block. It's going to be an applique motif, and then I'm going to do an edit paste. Now I want to change the rotation on this, and so what I'm going to do is use the control key and click on the center of the patches, and you'll notice when I do that there are some rotate buttons that go around the motif, and so I'm just going to drag that in place, and then if I want to move that I can just use the center to move it. And I am going to click on center in block to get that recentered, and I now have that rotated. Now I do need to go ahead and color it, so I'm going to go to the color tab. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller so I can see a few more, and I'm going to go ahead and color this. And once I have that colored, I am going to go ahead and add that to my project sketchbook. Oh, and it's reminding me to save, so I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And I'm going to call this one Candy Cane Christmas, and I'm going to select Save. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and view my project sketchbook, go to the Quilt tab, and take that quilt layout that I pulled from the library and select Edit. I'm going to go to the block tools first, and I'm going to go ahead and first of all take my Santa Claus and put them in those 4 blocks. And then I'm just going to rotate so he goes around the center. And then I'm going to go to layer 2 and I'm going to use my block tools. I'm going to do the set block and I'm going to the motif tab and I'm going to take my my candy cane and I'm going to put it on layer 2. Now on layer 2 I need to first of all make it bigger, so I'm going to select the block with the adjust tool and it's at 6 by 6 and I'm going to try 18 by 18 and just take a look. And I think that's just a little bit big, so let me bring that down to 17 by 17. And for this one, I also want to get everything in that sort of sashing border. I'm going to use the adjust tool, click on that block, and under the block rotation, I'm just going to try and change the number there. So let me try 18 degrees. That might be a little bit too much, so let me try 12 instead. Okay, once I have the candy cane that I like, now while I'm in the adjust tool, I'm going to select copy and paste. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more pastes, so I have 4 candy canes. Now I can go ahead and I can take each of these and rotate. So I'm going to rotate that once. I'm going to rotate this one twice. I might have to move this first. I'm going to move this one over here, this one over here. And again, I'm just doing that with the adjust tool. And I'm going to do 3 rotations with this one. And then use the adjust tool to put in place. Now I'm going to go back to my border tab and I am going to go ahead and make that a 3-inch border. And so I just typed the 3 in the left and clicked on the slider bar. Because the lock size adjustment is on, they will all change. I'm looking at the quilt and it's 46 by 46, which is sort of large. I'm thinking this is going to be probably a table topper. So let me go to the layout tab, and this is actually a custom set layout. And so I am going to go ahead and bring that down to 30 by 30. Now one thing I want to point out, there is maintain the existing block sizes when resizing the quilt. I do not want to do that. I want to resize all my blocks so they're consistent with the changes that I'm making here. So I want to make sure that's not checked, and I'm going to go ahead and make this 30 by 30. Okay, now I can go to the Design tab, and it makes my entire quilt 36 by 36, which I think is a nice size. So I'm now ready to go ahead and use my fabrics. Okay, the last thing that I want to do is rotate this border print. And so I'm going to go back to layer 1, go back to the fabric tools, and I'm going to select rotate fabric. Now notice when I do that, I have 3 options. For this one, I'm going to select align to edge, and I am going to click on the patch, and then I'm going to click on this this icon, and you'll notice that when I do that, it's selecting the edge to align to. If you don't want it to align to this one, if you want to align it to one of the others, you're going to want to keep clicking that particular alignment edge. Now, since I have that one, I'm not going to click that again, but I am going to click the patch, which rotates the patch along that particular alignment. So I'm going to take my next one, and I'm going to click on, again, that's the alignment along that edge. Do a click on that one, alignment, single click to do that, right? Okay, so I've got them going around. Now I'm just going to use my fussy cut and align them up with the bottom of one of those lines. So pretty simple. And once I have all of that done, I can go ahead and add to Sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching. For additional tips and techniques on using Electric Quilt, please feel free to sign up to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.